Hello everyone, welcome back to the POPSICLE KNIGHT channel. My name is Joseph. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video or hit the thumbs down if you don't. Also, if you enjoy the contents of this channel, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Alright, so for today guys, we're going to talk about a new Japanese set that's coming out called Fusion Arts. If you're wondering what this is, well, it's more of a new battle style mechanic, if you will, much like Single Strike or Rapid Strike. It will introduce us to a new set of Pokemon with new mechanic, and much of it will have its own unique cards that will specifically complement the Pokemon with this type of style. So let's take a look at the new cards, and the translation comes from ToineLay if you want to follow him on Twitter. But before that, I want to introduce you to a new Look for Marnie treasure hunt that I will try to incorporate on my videos. I will randomly place free PTCGO codes giveaway throughout my video, even on my intros, and these free codes are compliments of PTCGO store. As we are all aware, the best way to safely enjoy Pokemon TCG throughout this pandemic is by playing the Pokemon trading card game online. Therefore, the most practical way for most players will be to build their collection through the online game. And one of the best places to get online codes at a fraction of the price is through PTCGO store. And if you use my code KNIGHT22, you'll get an extra 5% off your purchase. This is a great way for you to expand your online collection for cheap. Thank you all in advance for all of your support and for helping out this humble channel. So now let's take a look at all the fusion cards that we know so far. Let's start with Mew V, the mascot of this new set. It has two attacks. The first one is Energy Mix. Attach an energy from your deck to one of your fusion Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So right from the get-go, we already see the fusion type cards mechanic that is going on in this very first attack. So I can already see Mew V as being one of those quintessential Pokemon in your fusion type deck build. Its second attack is Psycho Jump. It will do 70 damage, and then you may shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it back to your deck. So it's a nice fallback if you're about to get knocked out. You can just use this attack and prevent your opponent from taking any prizes from this Mew V. Especially it only has 180 HP, which is a little bit on the low side, although it has free retreats, so that's kind of nice, and it is resistant to fighting and also weak to dark. Moving on now to Mew V Max. It has 310 HP. It also has 0 retreat cost, resistance to fighting, and weak to dark. It has two attacks. The first one is Cross Fusion. Choose one of your bench fusion Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So the first attack for just 2 colorless. And the nice thing about this attack is that it doesn't have to match the attack cost of the attack it is copying. As long as the bench Pokemon is a fusion Pokemon, you can use that attack for just 2 colorless energy. So this is definitely going to see a lot of play. I can already see it. And moving forward, we don't know what other type of fusion Pokemon will come out, and this could just become a really busted or broken card in the future. Its second attack is Max Miracle. It will do 130 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So even if your opponent uses Decidueye, which prevents any damage from VMAX Pokemon, it's not gonna work on this attack. So even though its attack is a little bit on the low side, which is 130, although you are using only 2 energies to deal that much damage, the fact that it is not affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon is a great thing. So I can already see this being played in a lot of deck builds, if not its own build. So Mew VMAX is definitely something to watch out for. Moving on now to our first dark type V Pokemon that is a fusion type. Hoopa V has 220 HP, 2 retreat cost, and it has weakness to grass. It has the ability Double Faced. While this Pokemon is in play, it is both psychic and dark type. So that double typing makes a big difference because now you're hitting for weakness against for example, fighting types, and also those who are weak to dark, for example, Shadow Rider Calyrex. This is definitely one to put in your build. It has the attack Shadow Impact. It will do 170 damage, and then you put 3 damage counters on one of your Pokemon. Next up we have Genesect V. It has 190 HP. It is a metal type Pokemon with 2 retreat cost. It has resistance to grass and is weak to fire. It has the ability Fusion System. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have as many cards in hand as you have fusion Pokemon in play. So if you have 5 in your bench and 1 in the active, you can draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. So this ability definitely will see a lot of play, especially in fusion type builds. And it's basically a Korrina's Focus supporter card. It has 1 attack, Techno Buster. It will deal 210 damage, and this Pokemon can attack during your next turn. Next up we got Meloetta. It has 90 HP, which can be found with the use of Level Ball, and it has 1 retreat cost. It has resistance to fighting and is weak to dark. It has the attack Melodious Echo. This attack does 70 damage for each fusion energy card attached to your Pokemon in play. So we are now introduced to a new type of energy that is catered specifically to fusion type Pokemon, and given that it is a new set, we're more likely to have only 4. You can probably put only 4 of this kind in your deck build. So if you multiply this attack by 4, 7 times 4, Meloetta can technically do 280 damage if you have 4 of these special energies in place. So this can be a very powerful attacker for a basic Pokemon with 90 HP and for just 2 energy. Next up we have Dreepy. It has 60 HP, 1 retreat cost, resistance to fighting, weak to dark. It has the attack Gentle Wrap. It will do 10 damage and the defending Pokemon can't retreat during your next turn. Dreepy then evolves to Dracloak. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Spooky Shot. It will deal 20 damage, and its second attack is U-Turn. It will deal 30 damage, and then you can switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. And finally, we are introduced to a new baby Dragapult that is a fusion type. It has 150 HP. It is a stage 2 Pokemon, 0 retreat cost, which is really nice. Resistance to fighting and is weak to dark. It has the attack Fusion Assault. This attack does 30 damage for each of your fusion Pokemon in play. Again, if you have 6 in play, 6 times 3, that's 180 for just 1 energy, which is really good. And its second attack is Speed Attack. For 2 energies, you can deal 120 damage. So if you can set this up really nicely, it can deal a lot of damage for just 1 energy, which is kind of cool. Next up we have Clamperl. It is a water type Pokemon with 60 HP, 2 retreat cost, and it is weak to lightning. It has the attack Popping Bubbles. It will deal 10 damage, and this Pokemon actually evolves into 2 different kinds, or you can evolve it into one of the 2 Pokemon it can evolve into. So let's take a look at the first one. Clamperl can evolve into one of 2 Pokemon. The first one is Gorebyss. It is a water type Pokemon with 110 HP, 1 retreat cost, and is weak to lightning. It has the ability Rapid Strike Canceller. Your opponent's Rapid Strike Pokemon in play have no abilities. This is an awesome ability, especially against Rapid Strike builds. Rapid Strike Urshifu, for example, you got Octillery that has the abilities. You can cancel that ability, which is insane. This one, I can see this one being played in a lot of decks, especially when we see a lot of Rapid Strike builds being in the tier 1 meta. This one can be included in a lot of decks to disrupt your opponent's Rapid Strike Pokemon build. It only has 1 attack, Drain Kiss. It will deal 50 damage and then heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. Clamperl's other evolution is Huntail. It is a water type Pokemon with 110 HP, 1 retreat cost, and is weak to lightning. It has the ability Single Strike Jammer. Your opponent's Single Strike Pokemon's attack costs 1 colorless more. So unlike the other one, this one disrupts not abilities, but the Single Strike Pokemon's attack cost. So it will be a lot harder for your single strike opponent to attack, and this reminds me so much of the Wondrous Labyrinth Stadium. It only has 1 attack, Cavernous Chomp. It will do 80 damage. Next up is Oricorio. It is a fire type Pokemon with 90 HP, which allows us to get it from the deck with Level Ball. It has 1 retreat cost and it is weak to water. It has the ability Ardent Lessons, or Fervorous Lessons, I guess. Your fusion Pokemon in play take 20 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon's attack, and you can only play one of this ability at a time. So 20 less damage or 20 defense to your Pokemon makes a big difference. So I can already see this being played in a lot of fusion type builds. It has 1 attack, Dripping Passion, put 5 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Next up is POPSICLE. It is a lightning type Pokemon with 60 HP, 1 retreat cost, and is weak to fighting. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Growl. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attacks do 30 less damage, and its second attack is Mini Bolt. It will do 10 damage. POPSICLE evolves into Toxtricity. It is a lightning type with 120 HP, 2 retreat cost, and is weak to fighting. It has the ability Max Downer. If all of your Pokemon in play are fusion Pokemon, each of your opponent's VMAX Pokemon's max HP becomes 30 less. So I can already see this fusion type builds or fusion battle style has a lot of disrupting abilities and things like that, or to buff your own fusion Pokemon, which is insane. I can see all of the different type of fusion coming together in one build and just disrupt your opponent like crazy, and you win that's basically your main strategy, and you win the game with all of this disruption and all these buffs that you have. Toxtricity has 1 attack, Head Bolt. It will deal 90 damage. And finally, we have Smeargle. It is a colorless type with 70 HP, 1 retreat cost, and is weak to fighting. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Discard Sketch. Choose up to 2 fusion trainer cards from your discard pile, reveal them, and put them into your hand. And its second attack is Tail Whap. It will deal 80 damage. As for the new fusion supporter cards, we start off with Elsa's Radiance. Choose up to 2 of your fusion Pokemon in play. For each Pokemon you choose, search your deck for a fusion energy card and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. This is an insane card. It's kind of like Welder, but you do attach those energies onto 2 different Pokemon, but still, that's 2 energies being accelerated in 1 turn. However, the limit is that it is a special energy. Because you're limited to 4 special energies in your deck, you can't really use this a lot of the times. If your Pokemon gets knocked out, and if there is a card that you can recycle the fusion energy back to your deck, then you can keep reusing this. But other than that, it is a limitation. But if you use this early on in the beginning of the game, it's a really cool way to rapidly accelerate energy onto your fusion type Pokemon. So this card is definitely going to see a lot of plays in fusion type decks. Next supporter card is Chili, Cylin, and Cress. Search your deck for up to 3 fusion Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And as for the new fusion type item card, we have Power Tablets. During this turn, your fusion Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So with this, since it is an item card, you can technically use 4 of this in the same turn, and you can potentially increase your fusion type Pokemon's attack by 120 damage, which is insane. This is gonna be it's gonna be a really broken card. This is very reminiscent of Electro Power for lightning type builds. It's not in the standard format anymore, but this is definitely going to be a broken card that's going to be used in a lot of fusion type builds. It is limited only to fusion type Pokemon, so but still, the fact that it increases attack damage is insane. And here we are introduced to a new Fusion Energy. This card can only be attached to a fusion Pokemon. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides every type of energy. So it's like a rainbow energy. It provides only 1 energy at a time though. And then this one prevents all effects of your opponent's abilities done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. So Headbutt Tantrum, Zigzagoon, Quick Shooting, Inteleon, those abilities and more like those will have no effect on the fusion Pokemon that this card is attached to. It's very similar to the Stealthy Hood tool card. So now we have a energy that is specific to fusion Pokemon that will prevent these abilities from happening. So this is a really unique special energy built for fusion Pokemon. I can already see fusion type Pokemon being centered on disrupting and also buffing your own Pokemon build, and this is going to be a very interesting mechanic all in all, and I'm excited to see how this is going to play out when the set comes out. So let me know in the comments below, are you excited for this new Fusion Arts set to be released in English? And if so, which card are you most excited for? Again, shout out to PTCGO store. If you're interested in getting your PTCGO code cards, make sure to go there and use my code KNIGHT22 for a 5% discount. Thank you all in advance for supporting this channel. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.